Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry. I don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove all those trick locks in the training hall?
So if my theory goes on correctly, it was Misty. Oh no. It would be Maya right now who's summoning Dahlia, if that's the case.
Would it be Maya?
I don't think it'd be Iris.
I
say Maya because Pearl said this morning, off the day, I couldn't summon Dahlia.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Misty Fate because she's the master of the crane channeling technique.
But she's dead.
She wasn't dead last night. That night.
I know that, but yeah. I'm saying, when she died, why wouldn't she be able to summon her then?
Because she wasn't dead then. She didn't die at 10.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I
am saying, Pearl said, even the next day after she tried to summon and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But Misty was already dead at that time. So Maya's the only other option besides Iris.
Yeah.
But Iris.
But Misty could be still alive now.
No!
Oh, okay.
Understand my words! No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
And how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby.
Hedgerow? What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
You heard me.
They're coaching her?
Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
So they are coaching her. That's not allowed. Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard.
Franziska von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
What? And who is?
Who else would it be but Godo?
Godo?
Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's... Exactly. She has been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly, and we receive some good news soon.
Yeah, thanks, Edward.
Prosecutor Godo intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. So I brought a gun to work.
Yeah.
Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Partner.
Edward walks away and then sneezes.
Mwah.
Thanks. I said sneezes, not kisses.
Well, that's how you get the sneezes.
I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. Like... the plague.
Yeah, how did that happen? What's the deal with the plague?
I mean, come on, fleas on rats? The circumstances around the murder of Elise Dono. No, I mean Miss Misty Fate. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen, which is upside down. And what that woman is really after. That. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. Oh, the entire family got locked up.
That's it. Case over.
No!
Yes!
Bring back my Canadian judge!
He's never showing up ever again.
Oh yeah, this is the last game of the trilogy.
He can still show up in the other games.
No!
Oh, okay.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris Hazakura Temple. Your Honor? What are you? Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers early this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. Brothers. That explains a lot.
Judge Lloyd.
My poor brother, he looked a bit pale. Not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Well said, Mr. Godo. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end anyway. Now then, Mr. Godo, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. Love. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
Wow. So then you mean, forget it, what do you mean?
In yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
I'm confessing. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright, what is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you really actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Elise Donham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up. After the murder took place, after her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What? Order in the court, order! A witness! Are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 8 minutes in court and I'm already covered in cold sweat.
Put a good record!
More record.
Huh. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something.
What a record.
No, it just so happens that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
Grr, that Godo.
Hmm.
This is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this. It looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie.
Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into her pocket. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone. Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
Or a canoe,
Or shit.
I was just swimming.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
You know, I went swimming once in a creek, and then I found out by passerbys. I mean, besides the fact that when I jumped in there, it displaced all the water. But they looked at me like, you know, you're in Shit Creek. And I was like, ah.
Oh. It did seem shitly.
That's when a Snickers bar floated towards me.
Hey, free snacks.
I'm sorry, but main family.
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the crane channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh?
Wake up and smell the coffee, trite.
She's naming Maya?
Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer!
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes, and then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
That's ridiculous. Maya could never have done something.
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thought I was prepared for the unexpected. I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction.
The real murderer is Maya Fey! Again! I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happening in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with his staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday. That Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
The real murderer.
My mom.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden.
Alright. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed she didn't go?
It was in the inner temple's training hall!
Oh God!
They're running through the building!
A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay.
Don't motherfucker.
What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There, we all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor...
Go ahead, tell me what's in there.
I saw the Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
You're saying that the victim attacked Maya, Miss Faye.
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and it looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at that time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Fight. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such a shock.
He's saying that because that's already what Godo believes. Therefore, Godo's gonna push it. That's the truth.
When does Godo push that? Push the truth onto somebody? Has Godo manipulated witnesses before?
No, I was saying Godo already believes Maya is dead.
Yes.
Therefore, all she has to do is go, well, Maya got hit in the head and she's dead.
Oh, okay.
And Godo's gonna go, obviously it's true.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear.
This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute.
What happened after that?
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was that weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger? Huh? And Elise Donham tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
Ah, wash your sister's sauce.
Do you have a problem with that testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? There is one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that.
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue.
Let's not continue.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
Where's the dagger? She threw her staff away.
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true, it's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff.
Mr. Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright?
No, Your Honor. No. Yeah, it's odd, alright.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this.
Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon.
And then?
Mystic Maya, she turned things around and then she used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike.
That's why she clutched up.
Are you absolutely certain?
Yes. Believe me, she had no choice. Mystic Maya had done something.
Maya Faye's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead.
Yes, I see.
This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. Unless I find a contradiction in her testimony, Maya is going to get blamed for this. But oh my god, where could the contradiction be?
I only have this to say.
It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So you're saying Maya Faye was the one who stabbed Elise Donham? Sister Iris, is that really what you say? What you saw? Is that what you say?
Yes.
Disc, right?
Alright, let's not try to bring that guy back up here.
If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. Like this!
I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it.
There's only one thing you need to get, Trite. It's called evidence. Now hurry up, before my next cup gets cold.
What does that mean? Is Godo waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, I think it might actually hurt our standing with the judge. First, I need to pick her testimony apart and expose the unnatural sounding parts. I don't know why Iris would tell a story like this. There are two things I noticed that just don't add up.
What are the two things?
One, she wouldn't throw her cane. There's a sword there.
Okay, what's the other thing?
Inner temple garden. Okay, next.
I would say it's quite obvious.
It wasn't her that went to the garden.
No.
Strike her with her staff. Doesn't the ball not have...
No, nothing about that.
No? Alright, next. While Mystic was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. She threw her staff away.
Yeah, don't worry about that part, because you got that part already.
Mystic tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. Can't blame her for it.
Yeah. What's wrong about the whole testimony?
Maya was training?
No. What is she saying right now?
What? It's all a lie.
Well, what is she saying?
She's saying that Maya acted in self-defense?
Against who?
Against her mom?
And why is that weird?
She no. I mean, why would she attack her mom? Or the fact that her mom's been missing? Oh, as the mom attacked her.
Yeah, but the mom. Yeah, why would the mom? She knows that that's her daughter.
Elise Stoneham would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Stoneham. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Faye?
Ah! No! Not Misty Fey!
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the Crane channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Is it really true? Mr. Wright? Was Elise Stoneham actually the great mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her own daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing?
Ugh.
I told you to stop pouring the coffee on her face. It's bad for your electronics.
Order in the court. There's no doubt about it, this certainly is odd. I find it difficult to believe that the mother would try to kill her own daughter.
Huh.
Yeah, you could argue it happens every day.
If it turns out that I'm wrong about this, I'll quit my day job and I'll open up a coffee house. I like to believe that domestic violence cases like these never occur, but unfortunately, they're all too common. That's why people drink bitter coffee, you know?
You've brought to light a very interesting fact, Mr. Wright. But I must agree with the prosecution that domestic violence is not all that rare.
You don't mean?
The fact that they were mother and daughter, doesn't itself disprove the witness's claims. I think it would be best if we return to the testimony at hand.
Yes, Your Honor.
Somehow. Looks like I'm gonna have to find another contradiction in her testimony. Something more conclusive than this.
Yeah, you got it.
She wouldn't pull a sword. She wouldn't pull a dagger out. She's got a sword.
She got a sword!
Her staff is a song.
Where is it?
Shichishito. She pulled that out of nowhere.
She got a shot!
It's like the Gryffindor sword.
Yeah.
The Gryffindor sword. I'm ready. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Stoneham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you could do with a staff is hit someone. Or don't.
Stab it! Stab it! Quit! Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. Elise Stoneham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey. She wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hand. Already. I think I threw already in early.
Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two, that the people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing.
Yes, what is this one little impossible thing?
Ha! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Get to your point.
I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime, and he discovered this little beauty.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Yeah, there's blood.
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there's appears to be blood on it.
Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I was when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? Pine tree?
This dagger was stuck to the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, and in the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
But the writing's on the front of it. Doesn't change anything.
What? What are you talking about? That's a lantern. That's not a tree. Unless.
Oh, it's a tree inside.
Wait a second.
Which means
the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of coffee.
you said 8. Well, now you're not being truthful, Mr. Godo. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that blood tests be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing.
Ah! Yes, Your Honor!
Immediately!
Dagger found behind the tree in the inner temple garden. The blood is being analyzed now.
Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after finding the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
You girls never lie. Ever.
Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yeah. You don't think he knows that?
Twin.
Oh, okay.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
And I was saying Dahlia Hawthorne lied. A lot.
Yeah.
And they are twins. Therefore, if he thinks she's cute, Dahlia's cute.
Yeah.
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor. Give me more water. Walter.
Walter!
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with a staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone pillar.
How the fuck did the knife get into the tree? From that? The tree is like right next to it.
It was still like, yeah, the dagger. That's when Mystic Maya had stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That very heartbreaking story.
Well, that was.
It was.
Yeah, there you go.
It was.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable.
Huh? What do you mean didn't recognize her anymore?
Because it's been 17 years since they've last seen each other?
She was wearing the necklace.
She wasn't, it wasn't on her person, otherwise we would have figured it out a lot sooner. She just kept it in, like, her pocket or whatever. As like a police badge.
Yeah, it just happened to get, the rope was found around her neck.
It wasn't around her neck, it was on the ground.
No, never mind.
You're
not listening. I just continue, because apparently I'm confusing you.
Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
How can someone get so fat? That's what's confusing me.
Yeah, you can try all you want to make me angry. It won't work like that. I went to high school and graduated like this.
Ooh. How can someone get so sexy? Oh, and we're going to talk about the battle in
the next episode.
Oh, we'll do the cross-examination rather. And thank you for watching this episode of Phoenix Night Trials for Tribulations. Next, subscribe to Bubble all the time. Which is
every day.
Bye.